There are many ways to start a story, a speech, or a play. One could begin with a comedic laugh, another with a cynical remark, and another with a picturesque setting. Each beginning is unique, and the story that unfolds in the pages immediately following takes the reader on a journey from that very first line, traversing the dynamic and rich world contained in its fine print. Welcome, Class of 2020, to your end and your beginning. You began your novel walking down the halls of Pacifica, full of the trademark energy of a freshman, and now type your final lines down over a Zoom call. Most of you adults and ready to move on to the next stage of life. Our stories are all incredibly different, but the one thing they have in common is where we have chosen to close this chapter of our lives. The challenges we have faced, the conflicts written all over who we are and who we will become, have culminated to this cathartic moment. From busting out an essay a few hours before it's due, losing an important sports match, not getting the grade you wanted, or something far greater and more personal. Each of us have had a fair amount of trials thrown our way, both self-inflicted and outside of our control. I want to congratulate you for all the hard work it has taken to get to this moment, because regardless of how well you have handled these past 4 years, you are here. We have learned much during our time at Pacifica. In science classes, we have discovered the amazingly intricate way that God has shaped our world. In math class, we have learned logic skills and how to work through problems, whether we liked it or not. In history, we learn the past so we don't repeat it. And in English, we have followed literary heroes and learned from their flaws and mistakes, working to develop our own opinions on how we view the world. The mindset that we have developed is wholly unique and holistic, allowing us to see connections in the world around us to better understand it. Through the curriculum as a whole at Pacifica, we have gone to discover how truly interconnected this world is, and the importance of one thing, not only in and of itself, but in relation to the others around us. It is a beautiful thing to acknowledge the changes that we have undergone, and the accomplishments that we have achieved. These changes are in no small part due to the teachers who have guided us and taken the time and effort to make us feel known. Each and every one of the teachers has poured themselves into us, helping mold and shape us into characters that can think and live well and celebrate diversity of thought. We are all, to some extent, products of the love and passion that you teachers have poured into us, as you have helped shape our young minds into well-rounded characters capable of handling life's very special way of subverting the expected. Some of you sacrifice a lot of free time to make the drive to school, and I thank you for it. Late nights and early mornings, tired sighs over that second cup of coffee, deep breaths to rein in a flare of impatience. Thank you all for your efforts to make sure that this senior class has been educated to the highest standard and loved to the fullest extent. And to the parents who have guided us, thank you. None of us could be here without you, after all. You have been the backbone of support, the encouragers in times of strife, and the leaders and examples for us to follow. You are the ones who put up with our complaining and selflessly devoted your time to make sure that our time was well spent. I have no idea what it is to love like a parent, but what I do know is that it is one of the most sacrificial loves humans can experience, as my parents have given up everything they could to make sure that I can have a story that is full of a well-lived life. Thank you, parents, for the life you have helped give us, and the one that you continue to nourish even as our journeys part ways. I'd like to leave you all, this senior class, with a call to action as we head into this next chapter. This life, this story being written, is your hero's journey. We have been mentored, we have grown and learned the skills, and now we will be tested. We are crossing the threshold, as so many fictional heroes have done before us, entering into the abyss of the independent world. Never stop growing. Life will forever be throwing things our way. To stay stagnant is to reject the positive benefits that can come from change. Take nothing for granted. Getting hung up on the past to refute the present is to deny yourself the most proper future. Never stop questioning. A mind that stops being curious is one that falls trapped to complacency and ignorance. Stay vigilant, stay curious, and you will find that the only thing limiting you from achieving your dreams was the walls that you put around it. And finally, never stop loving. We are to model the way Christ loves, and in everything he did, he loved without question and always with forgiveness. In a world that is hurting for love and that promotes a mindset centered on the self, be the empathy that stirs change and moves nations. Now, this part of our story is finished. The climaxes, the resolutions, the characters, we say goodbye to all of them, but we do not forget them. They have left on us permanent fingerprints, molding us into our present selves. What a unique beauty it is to be shaped by the individuals beside you, to have them written down in the final lines of memory and staining the pages of your future. Thank you, class of 2020, for letting me be a part of your wonderful story.